Well, Kristen, hello there.
Hello there, Laura.
Is it time? Is it time for us to head down south to Southern Charm?
Yes,
Maybe get ourselves a martini with Miss Pat?
I know. Although they didn't show her in this
Yeah, there was
one.
no Miss Pat.
It's always missing something when you don't see the matriarch of that show.
Miss
She's
Pat.
the matriarch.
She's so sardonic when
I
she
know.
talks. What's happened? Usually we're seeing her at least change a light bulb in one
Yeah.
episode. Like, there was no
I
light
just
bulbs.
like her sitting on her couch with her martini. I don't know. I just love her.
I do. I like Miss Pat too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's funny in the round robin. So if we're getting into Southern Charm
Oh,
this
yeah.
week, we're getting into the Southern Charm of it all.
Yeah.
All I think Madison does now is just putts around her porch.
Yeah.
She just putts around the porch. She's always on those little boxes. Can we get some more B-roll of Madison other than Madison just cutting vines on her porch? It's like
She's like the Martha Stewart, right? Like she's the
But she's
homemaker.
not.
She no.
She's a total like little hoe
Yeah.
that I don't know. Like I don't know. I just can't.
You're not a big Madison
I
fan?
just don't buy the whole happy Susie homemaker bit.
Okay.
I just don't buy it. She
Mhm.
didn't go from, living in her little apartment. I don't know. The whole thing just seems disingenuous to me. That's all. That's all.
Maybe she's evolved from her days, but
Get some other things. I'm sure she's doing some other stuff during the day. That's all I'll say.
Of
about
course,
that.
of
Just
course.
Get her in the car, something. Get her with her boy. He's so cute, little Hudson.
yes,
Get
he is.
see more Hudson. Let's
Yeah.
get more Hudson.
Yes.
So Vanita hops over to Sally's to drop off her clothes.
Now I didn't realize this. They're good friends, or they're or they're new friends.
I didn't get that.
I
They
don't
were
know.
good friends. I just got that they're filming together because
Yeah, they have to be friends because of the show. Yeah, so she goes over and they're talking about, well, they go back to what Taylor did to Olivia.
Right.
You
and
know,
how
to
none
show
of them
about
trust
Taylor's
her.
character.
And they were saying,
Yeah.
look, we're going to give you a shot, but you have to earn our trust back. Like, we're
Of
not just going
course.
to give it to you because
Yeah.
you're part of this group. Because after what she did to Olivia, that was just
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, it was really
And again,
she was terrible
who's in
last
the middle
season.
of that?
Yeah.
Dipshit, horrifying woman hater Austin. Oh, the way the man treats women, I will just say it. I can't get past it. After the whole summer house thing, the way he had Lindsay and Sierra, like,
Uh-huh.
oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
a nightmare.
Yeah.
The kitchen witch, aka his mother, and the father should be so embarrassed of their son. All right, I'm off that. All right,
That
let's get happy
Austin,
again. Come on,
ugh.
get happy.
So we're talking about Taylor and Gaston.
Oh.
Is it Gaston or Gaston? It's Gaston.
No, Gaston.
Okay,
Remember
Gaston.
from the there's a Disney movie.
Yeah.
No one smiles like
Yes,
Gaston.
I think
No,
it
it's
was Beauty
Gaston.
and the Beast.
Gaston.
I think it
Yes,
was
he's got
Beauty and the Beast.
big cleft in his chin like Gaston. I don't know who would name their child Gaston either.
I don't
Stupidity.
know. I don't know.
Taylor is so desperado, and I just want to mention.
I'm just not a Taylor fan, and I don't think she works in the show.
I need to mention this. I need to mention the fact when Taylor and Gaston go into their backyard.
Yeah.
What in God's name was happening in that backyard? It looked like a homeless. The homeless were living back there. Like, take a page out of Craig's book, please, and do something to your backyard. I don't care if it's a rental. Don't film out amongst the leaves in your two sorry little beach chairs out there. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, it was bad.
Yeah. You know whose house doesn't look that nice either is Rodrigo's.
Oh,
It kind of looks like
week.
yeah, it looks
They're
like
the
a
most uninteresting gay couple with the worst house.
yeah,
what
it's
is
like
going
a
on?
very kind of crap house.
Give him another one.
I
It
don't
wasn't even. It's gotten. I don't know. Just
Nah.
I'm not. Blah.
It took I like seeing Craig's house. I don't mind Sally's house.
Craig's house is fabulous. Yeah, I don't
Craig's
mind
house
it.
is fabulous.
Just don't
Sally's
show
house
me-
is very nice.
Just don't show me Sally's house from the front. I
Yeah.
wanna just see the backyard.
Yeah,
The pool.
exactly. Exactly. Although it was quite a mess that was
The pool
left
was-
there from that party.
Yeah, I know.
But
so
and it looks like I do want to point this out. So Sally is not over Gaston. Like they said they love you to each other, and
I
she's
think
still carrying something from
yeah,
that.
I think she's just trying to show them that it was way more than just like
A fling.
me sucking his dick in the garage,
Right.
which she decides to mention at the end.
Yeah.
So
Oh, so
who's
JT meets up to go fishing with Craig and Shep?
well, wait, I have a thing here that I'm saying that, oh, who tells who that she's going to the Tuba show? She's trying to Taylor's gonna go to the Tuba show. She's telling this to Gaston, and that she's
Um,
trying to get, win all their trust back,
yeah, she wants to get their trust
basically.
back. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, she doesn't want it enough. All Taylor is terrified of is that she's 30 and not married, and she
Right.
is freaking the fuck out.
Yes, she
She's
is.
also depressed about her brother, which is, of course, very understandable. Of
Yeah.
course, turning 30 and like having Gaston as your like, she's like, I don't want to curse at like,
Yeah.
like what curse what? You think Gaston is going to ask you to marry him
He's another one, like,
in the
he's just
next
not
year?
interesting.
No.
Their
Oh,
their
horrible.
togetherness isn't that interesting,
I
and
feel
I'm
like they're 2 steps from living in a double wide. I feel like he might be a trailer guy.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with our trailer friends, but he's just
Uh,
I don't think he's got the life that
no.
Taylor's looking for,
Mhm.
or the personality, or like wanting kids and all that. But
Nah, he just seems like one of the,
as you mentioned,
bad
Craig,
boys.
JT, and Shep go fishing.
Yeah, they didn't really show much with that. It's like,
Stupid.
so what?
JT likes
I
to
don't know.
dive.
Shep is like now feeling like the mediator, right? Like I'm in the middle here and I'm trying to make everybody happy.
Shep
And
can be very sweet though when he's like,
no,
"I
he
like
can.
having
I
you
mean,
around, JT." Like he was trying to be nice, and he's like, "I like hearing you say that." And JT's like being negative, like, "I just don't like the water. I play golf. I don't want to be here. If I have a penis, I'm supposed to hunt and fish, but really, I just want to play golf."
all right.
It's like, okay. And then Craig's like, "I've never given anyone any more chances than I've given GT." Like he's giving GT a lot of chances, according to Craig.
So then we show Madison, Whitney, and Austin meeting up, and
Wait,
they're talking.
did you see the $1,000 bottle of bourbon that he had? They were like, he was pouring it for Austin. It's
Oh,
probably like 10 o'clock in the morning,
yeah.
and he's like pouring him $1,000 bottle bourbon.
Okay.
Whitney drives me crazy.
Whitney, you're so
And then she's coming into
sweet.
Whitney's like,
Uh.
his man space, and she's like, "Oh, it's so dark. It's like it reminds me of my soul, dark and moody." I was like, I thought that was cute.
It's
Actually,
like self-deprecating humor.
yep,
Um,
that's when I like Madison, when she's like being normal and
yeah, I
she's
agree.
not being clipping vines on the front porch. She's
Yeah,
just like,
right.
let her be real.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll appreciate it.
Mhm.
They talk about the three of them going fishing in the Instagram picture with the big
Yes.
fish.
And then Austin brings up about how Craig wants him off the podcast, I
Yeah, that he
guess.
wants. Well, he brings it up, and then Madison's mad at Craig because Craig calls her and he says, "We're done with this guy," but then he goes fishing with him.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
And especially Madison's taken this personally because of what JT said about her with her husband. So she's
Right.
holding that grudge right now.
Exactly.
And
And
Whitney is just, I don't know why Whitney's in the mix of this, but I know because apparently JT called his mom a bitch.
right, and it's like he's
Which
also
it
the
didn't really
executive
happen.
producer, and Pat's probably like, "Whitney, I need you to be on the show. If you're not on the show, then I'm not on the show."
Yeah.
Austin thought that Craig and his friendship meant more to Craig,
Mhm.
but Craig just sees dollar signs now, which isn't
Yeah.
entirely untrue.
Yeah.
But you're an idiot,
Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah.
And you're still getting bombed every night, and you're out in the bars till the wee hours of the morning, trying to convince Audrey that you're not banging everything that moves in Charleston.
Yes.
So
And they're a little older now. They're in their mid-30s. Craig is very career-minded, and it sounds like
Mhm.
Craig's doing most of this podcast work, and Austin's just like showing up and
right.
going,
Well,
"Oh
half the time
yeah."
they can't even do it in the same room
I,
because he's hungover and doing it from bed.
exactly. And
Ew.
did you ever listen to it?
Ew, no,
I
I
listened
can't.
to one once, and I wasn't not that
What
impressed
is there
with
to
it.
listen to?
I mean, what did they even talk about?
Craig and Austin just talking about how gorgeous he is and his hair and how tall he is and how much we
Like, what
should
is?
love him and about Trop Hop. And I'm like,
Yeah,
please
no.
stop.
How much can they talk about the pillows too and stuff like that?
I thought it
So
was cute though when Shep and Craig were at Craig's house.
yeah.
And Craig's like, "I'm really not trying to diss Austin by hanging out with GT. I
Mm-hmm.
really had pure intentions."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he did have pure intentions. So Move on.
He also brings up Paige and how she
Yes.
seems to flip-flop, and then they do show some flashbacks about him talking about
Mhm.
things getting serious, and
And
she's
how
like,
confused
"What?"
he is, because she changes her mind a lot.
She changes her
But
mind.
Craig is also like, I think all that Adderall he took, or maybe the coke he was doing back in the day, has really taken a few brain cells from Craig. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he's really like, sometimes he talks and I'm like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
Shut, Craig. Please just stand there and don't say much. Just stand there, smile, slick back your hair, and
Uh-huh.
don't say much.
Well, the thing that he's looking at is, he was saying something about because she flip flops, and what if in a few years she just changes her mind and says, "I don't think I want
Right. Well,
family
what if
anymore,"
she
and then he's waiting all that
Right,
time.
he's saying, like, "What if 3
So
years turns into 10 years, and I'm
exactly.
invested in this girl?" And honestly, they were the worst I did not
It
like
didn't
them.
make sense.
They
He
just
seems
didn't.
to have more of a biological clock than her.
Yeah,
So I know she's younger than him, but
but
now that
not
we
for a
look at it,
woman,
like,
though.
those 2 didn't make sense.
Not for a
He's
woman.
just one of those independent women. That's
Yeah,
okay.
I
Be
could s
your
right,
independent woman.
exactly, go do your
Yeah, and he
thing.
wants to settle down. He really does. And like we said, probably within a year, he might be.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Shep talks about Sienna and how he's exclusive with her, and he dropped the L-bomb early.
Ooh.
And I think Shep's getting to a point though in his life. I don't know if he'll ever really fully get there, but like the conquests, he even said it. Like, what are they anymore? Like, it's the
Yeah.
same girl, it's the same thing, and he can't believe she likes him. I honestly think she's attractive, but I don't think she's that. I mean, I'm not a man looking at her. I don't know, but I don't think she's that
I mean, you know
beautiful.
what? She's exotic. I think she's
Yeah,
different. She's
I
got
think
a
she's an
different kind of
attractive woman.
beauty. She doesn't look like the typical girl you're going to see running
Right.
around Charleston.
Exactly.
But maybe that's what he likes about her. I think he likes that she's smart and independent and has her own thing going on. But do you know that she's also I've been like reading, she's a very big fan of the show.
Oh,
So she
right.
was like,
Oh,
she's like a fangirl for the
yeah,
show.
and they even say it in the upcoming episode.
Yeah.
Pat and
Yeah.
Madison, like, stalker, like
Stalker.
she's a fan.
So
But
she kind of might have worked her way in there because they met online, I think.
yeah, they met
So
on Raya probably. 'Cause she
yeah.
was this and that. So I don't know. I mean,
So are the right intentions there?
woman like Sienna is not gonna find Shep all that interesting for more than like
Yeah.
a
She's
a
Mr.
few
Right now.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Molly's big tuba show is coming up.
And your tuba theory. Usually
Yeah,
somebody plays
she's
the
leaning
tuba is
into
like
her 45-pound weight gain because it is a larger person's instrument. That
right.
person's instrument. Now, I thought it was cute when Molly's like, "Oh my god, how lame. I'm crying over the tuba." Like, she's
Yeah,
really
she
crying
gets
about
very
more about
emotional
what it
about it.
means to her. But the fact that she's so stressed over the tuba and she's like, "I'm really worried because I have lip filler in and I can't hit the high notes because there's too much lip to fit into the
To fit onto
tuba."
the tuba.
I was like, "Oh my god." But like Molly, I feel like I feel like this episode I'm seeing, she's just like a big nerd
Yeah, I
and
think she
she
is.
is
Yeah.
really uncomfortable in her
In
skin
her own
right
skin.
now.
Yeah.
And she's sweet, but like there's something still kind of drippy and wishy-washy about her. Like I can't go fully in on her. I
Yeah.
can't get like I'm 100% like I love her.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if I can say I like her. I'm tolerating her at the moment.
It makes you think like, are the viewers gonna latch on to her enough to want her to come back?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's a rough one.
And
I
I'll
think
I'll go back to Olivia again because that's why I really liked Olivia. When she first came on Southern Charm,
yeah.
we liked her. Like
Yeah, right
we
away.
latched on right
Yeah,
away with her
Molly.
storyline, even with Austin. Molly, I'm like, I don't know. It's
But
like what you
can
said.
you imagine they all show up at the tuba show, right? Can you
Yeah.
imagine the amount of drugs Whitney had to do before that tuba show to even show up? Whitney was probably like, let me just get a bump of coke. Let me take as many edibles as I can find.
Did
Because
you think it was a good I was listening to the music, I was like, I don't know if I'm impressed. I don't know, maybe it's like, it almost sounded a little amateurish.
it sounded like an episode of the Brady Bunch when they were like in
Yeah.
band at
Like
like
if you're in high school and you're in there was nothing so
they tried
professional.
to isolate the tuba audio,
Maybe
but
that's why they tried to take that part
I
out
don't
and it
know.
didn't chime in with the rest of the
Yeah,
music that was being heard. I don't know.
I thought
It looked a
Leva,
little boring.
it looked boring, a
A little
lot
bit boring.
boring.
Yeah.
That's why I said, do you imagine the amount of drugs Whitney had to take just to show up
Just
there?
to get through that.
Leva looks pretty, I thought. Shep did look like an old charlatan, an old tantric sex feta. And all I
Craig
can think
Craig
of,
went too, right? And also I think Madison wasn't
I
there. I
think
noticed that.
Shep,
JT went.
I feel like there's a little bit of Shep crushing a little bit on Molly. I feel like he has a little crush on her.
And she kind of
Or he's
crushes on
trying.
him. She said something
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah. I think because he was really excited to go to the Tuba show. He's like, I think it's really charming that she's a trained musician,
Yeah.
is what he said.
Yeah.
And then, so they all see her after. Yay, the tuba was great, great. Now JT offered up his little event space to go
Yes.
back to after.
Right.
And I thought it was funny when he comes in with the barbecue, right? And he's hot and he takes off the jacket and he's talking to Taylor and she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God, put the jacket back on. You're pitting out." Like, "Oh my God, it's so big." And then he was like, she's like, "But your scab is healing." And he's like, "Wow, I really am great right now. Like I'm pitting out. I've got this scab that's healing on my arm. Like, what the heck is going on
Oh,
here?"
God. But you could tell he still has a crush on Taylor.
Well,
JT,
he's
he's
like,
still crushing
well,
on her.
when she told him to put the jacket back on, she's like, "I don't want to look at your pits or whatever." And he's like, "Well, we're just friends. Like,
Yeah.
what is that? You know?"
Uh,
So
but then
Sally arrives. Taylor's not thrilled.
right.
Not thrilled. But then they're chit-chatting.
Mhm.
And he says to the point of like, you don't know how serious it was between Sally or the amount of time. Was that what he said? Like, you don't know the amount of time that
Yeah.
Sally and Gaston were dating.
Yes.
And then he also
And
says,
she says that he says that she was in love with him. Like Sally was
Right.
in love with Gaston.
But the thing that really got her pissed was when JT says that he knew the woman that Gaston cheated on Sally with. Yeah.
Right.
He knew the woman. And then Taylor's like,
She pops off.
"I'm not having it. No.
Because he's trying to let her know he's a cheater.
Right. And she walks out saying, JT's being an asshole, just like he said, and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah.
She's unhinged and unstable.
Because
to me.
because
the way that I know it triggered her because it probably brought her back to what Shep did.
and she wants
And
this guy
she
to
just
be the
went
guy.
off.
She
And
wants this guy to be the guy so bad.
oh my
She
God.
could not hear
Right.
anything
Right.
about it. And sorry, Taylor, it's coming at you from all ends. Like,
Yeah.
as Shep said, like, nobody's saying this is a great guy, but they go into it, and JT, it's funny because JT calls himself the arbiter of truth. He wants her to have the information,
Yes.
which is normal. I think that is being normal.
Yes.
And then Taylor says, he's making stuff up about Gaston.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you think he's making shit up? Like, why would JT make shit up about
No,
Gaston?
I don't think he would. I think, deep down, he still cares for Taylor. Crushed
Sure.
aside or not, he's concerned for her. He feels that she has the right to know. So
I know, but
he's
she
coming
leaves.
his delivery is not great, JT, but I think it's coming from the right place.
Yeah, no, it is. I think it is
Yeah,
coming from the right place.
I
And
do.
Taylor leaves and says JT is being diabolical. I didn't think he was being diabolical.
I don't think he was.
What did you just learn that word, Taylor?
Yeah, right.
Did you just learn the word diabolical? Can you spell it? JC says she doesn't know the extent of the relationship that that Sally had with Gaston. It's messed up, man.
Right.
It's messed up.
But Craig gets upset with JT because he brought this up when he has nothing to do with it.
But why did Craig get so mad? He's like, "What's in it for you, JT?"
Because Craig, he does this a lot. He needs to
It's
insert
annoying.
himself into an
Shut
argument.
up. I was like,
Maybe it's
Craig-
the lawyer. I don't know.
Lawyer. He's never practiced law a day in his life.
Yeah.
What is he talking about? He's been in the law. What has he been in the courtroom?
He's an
defending
adjacent
murder?
lawyer.
Yeah, lawyer adjacent.
A lawyer
exactly.
adjacent, but I think he always likes to get himself into the fight mixes. So he
But
does that.
I like the fact that, he doesn't know JT says he doesn't know the extent of it. It's messed up.
Yeah.
And then Shep says, "Well, what was the extent, Sally?"
Yeah.
Shep wants to get to the bottom of it because Shep honestly still cares about Taylor.
I think so.
Like he's always
well-being.
Yeah, he's always rooting for her, kind of.
Yeah.
Even though he fucked her over royally.
And I think he knows that he did.
Yes, and he's trying to protect her in an odd way.
Yeah, I
Like
think
he
so.
feels bad about it, and he's still gonna always try to be a protector of her.
Yeah.
So Sally tells Shep that she was in love with him, and that Gaston met her dying grandmother. Okay, and that when the first night they met, he came on to her, and yeah, she sucked his dick in a garage, and then she was hooked. She was hooked. Okay, and she found out about the girlfriend, but she didn't care because his dick must have been that impressive
Yes.
that when she sucked it off in the garage,
Yeah.
she was like, "This is the man I want to meet my dying grandma."
Right. Well, that says it all.
Doesn't it? JT,
Um,
why do you care? It's none of your business. He just keeps piping in. I'm going to be just annoying like Craig. What do you mean? What is your end game, JT?
I love the Craig impressions. I love them.
I know that's not what he sounds like, but
No, he does.
it's just
Very
it's just what
nasally.
I hear. That's how I hear it. That's
Yeah.
all I hear. And then Shep's like, I can't believe you guys would hook up with him. Like, he's not good looking. He's mid to average. And he was like, downgrade from me. That's what he was saying.
Of course
without
he
saying it. He
was.
said it's a downgrade.
Well, Shep has a very big ego.
Oh,
so,
Shepard.
and I think underneath it all, he's very insecure, Shep.
And then, of course,
So,
through all of this, God love Vanita just sitting there going, JT looks yummy in that shirt that he's pitting out in. I mean, she didn't say that he was pitting out, but she was like, he looks yummy in that shirt. And I was
yeah, she
like,
likes
he's
him.
pitting out. Like, and he's not. She's like, oh God, I know the real JT. What did you
Yeah,
say
she
his
knows
name is?
she sees
Jeremy?
beyond what everyone in the group
Is
sees
his
with
name
him.
Jeremy?
No, I think it's Jared.
Oh, Jared. You're right.
I think,
Jared. She
yeah.
said, I know the real Jared.
Yeah.
And this group doesn't know it.
Yeah. So, and then what does she do? He winds up walking out because he's getting a little ambushed, JT, and then Vanita follows him.
She does. But, JT is saying, like, why is everybody telling me, which I agree with him.
Yeah.
Why is everybody telling me not to tell the truth?
Yes.
Like,
he doesn't understand why are people saying don't tell people the truth. Like, he wants to tell the truth.
because he's a man of honor. But I got to tell you, knowing that JT is off the show, every JT scene that I get, I love watching JT on screen.
I do too.
He's one of the only reasons now, like,
that I'm interested in the
yeah,
show.
like,
yeah.
it's getting to the point where it's just like, oh, we've heard enough of all, like, JT, not JT, of Shep and Craig.
And Austin.
Craig is there to
it's a little
promote his
played out.
business.
Yeah.
Shep, I don't want to see these womanizers anymore. Like,
No.
stop
I'm not
them.
interested in him and Sienna the crayon. I don't
The
care.
crayon girl.
The two new girls are not that great. They're okay.
And he says, well, whatever happens with this group, Vanita, I care about you.
yeah.
So I hope we even get to see them hook up. By the way, Vanita's been in the press saying she wants to know why JT is off the show because she doesn't know.
Yeah.
She has no idea.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think something happened to make him flip, but it looks like I think he kind of ghosted Vanita and he went with someone else on social
I
media.
love Vanita when she wears all the knots all over her head. Like,
I
yeah,
love
that's
that
like
look
the
on
knots
her.
look. I'm like,
She
how
can
does she
get away with
that?
it.
And
And how does she get her?
how
Must
does she
have someone
get
do
them
that.
knotted up so. Oh, I feel like it, but I'm like, oh, I hope she takes those out. It's a one.
It
I feel
looks like it
it's a
hurts.
one-time wearing. Yeah, it looks like it would be wrapped so tight, and if she tried to lay down on them, it looks like it would hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
But I love
would.
it. I love Vanita. I think Vanita is so cute.
She's so cute
She's
and
pretty, but
sparkly.
she's cute. She has a great
Yeah,
personality.
She does.
Like,
They don't show, like I say it, they don't show enough of her.
yeah.
So I
no,
would
you're
like
right.
to
There
see.
should be
They
more
gave
Vanita.
her a little more in this episode, but I would like to see.
Give us more Vanita.
Give us more Vanita.
More
Give
Vanita.
us more JT.
More Bazoma. We love Bazoma.
Oh,
from
we
Beverly
love
Hills.
her.
We need
Oh,
more Boz
Yeah.
all day. We need more
Totally.
Vanita,
mhm.
and things will look up on Southern Charm. So I have to say, this was kind of a boring.
It wasn't. It was
episode.
boring. I thought so
It
too.
was kind of like wah wah wah. I'd rather watch Madison at this point trim her flower box.
I would too.
Then this episode was just like
And I would definitely
Molly
rather
playing
see
the
Pat
tuba.
sip a martini.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I don't want to see Molly play
Come
her
on,
tuba.
Southern Charm. Come on, we love you. Come
We're
on.
in a lull
We're
right
gonna
now.
Look forward to next week. We're gonna hope you can bring this back
Please. Let
because
something really pick
this
up.
week's episode was like wah, 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 wah. the tuba.
It was as exciting as the tuba.
As exciting as Molly's tuba concert.
Exactly.
And we'll leave it there. All right,
I'm
everybody.
done.
We will see you next week right here in the living room for
We will.
more Southern Charm. You got Kristen and Laura. Please follow us at Littler Podcast, LITLR Podcast. Also, Ladies in the Living Room on YouTube and anywhere you stream or get your podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.